2019. His theme for the year as president was Be the Inspiration. And I want you all to know that Barry Rassion is an inspiration. Barry is retired from the Doctors Hospital health system in Nassau, Bahamas as president after 38 years of service, but he's still active in that institution as an advisor. Barry has been a member of the Rotary Club of East Nassau since 1980 and served as club president in 1987-88. He was district governor of District 7020 for the Upper Caribbean in 1991 and 92, and also Rotary International Director from 2006 to 2008, trustee of the Rotary Foundation during 2016 and 17, serving as the vice chair in 2017. Barry has received the highest honor in Rotary, the Service Above Self Award, as well as other humanitarian awards for his work in leading Rotary's relief effort after the Haiti earthquake in 2010. He continues to work in Haiti with Rotary's Wash Action Group on a program called Haiti Hand Wash to provide safe water and sanitation for all, and that means all, every man, woman, and child, citizen of Haiti. This is a massive multi-year program, which Rotary is the only NGO capable of taking on this enormous challenge. One of his prime efforts during his Rotary year as president was to grow our youth programs, especially the Rotaract, by strengthening the transition from Rotaract clubs into Rotary clubs. This effort is continuing to this day and is meeting with great success. Now, you've always heard me say that you can meet the most incredible people through Rotary who you'd have no other way in this world to meet. Well, for Susan and I, Barry and his wife Esther are a prime example of that. We have known Barry and Esther for some time and always found them to be inspirational. Where have I heard that term before? Because of their dedication to the ideals of Rotary, not to mention that they are a delightful couple and fun to be around. They are Rotarians just like all of us. When I first was informed of Barry's selection to become RI president, I asked him one simple question. When you select your theme tie for your year as president, please make it a tie that you can wear any day of the week. He replied, "Oh yes, you can be sure of that." Well, here it is. This is Barry's theme tie with his name on the back right there. I don't know if you can read it, but that's his tie. And Susan's wearing the scarf that the Lady Rotarians get as well. So thank you very much for being with us today, because Barry, you are truly an inspiration. So please join me in giving a warm Rotary Club of Miami welcome to our friend and fellow Rotarian, Barry Rassion.
You're here.
He's on mute.
Thank you so much, Robin. Really appreciate that introduction. It's good to see my friends Robin and Susan again, and so many other friends here. Robert, thank you for inviting me today.
Thank you for being here.
All the Rotarians at I keep wanting to say University of Miami because that's where I went, but the Rotary Club of Miami. It's really good to be with you, and so many other clubs I know are represented. Special shout out to all those Rotarians from Grand Bahama. I know Liz and Sunshine, and I see James Searles and David Mackey, and of course our honorable General Consul. I really appreciate your being here today. That's very special. Very nice. I'm glad to get a chance to hear from you a little later. A special shout out to Sharon Williams, who has been responsible for making the Rand Memorial Hospital an outstanding hospital on our islands and done a great job for many years. And we're also good friends from a long time. So good to see so many friends here today. My job is to tell you a little about Hurricane Dorian and what Rotary has accomplished. And I'm going to focus on Grand Bahama, what so many of you in Rotary Club Miami and other clubs in Florida have really done. But I want to just give you a quick overview of the bigger picture as well. The worst hurricane in our history, a Category 5, did destruction that we've never seen before. And personally, I've been through 14 hurricanes. And our country has been through a lot of hurricanes. We've seen damage, but nothing like the devastation of Dorian. Grand Bahama and Abaco and the Abaco Keys especially, just unbelievable destruction. Makes you cry just looking at the pictures. Now, what Rotary has done is step up from day one, and they're still active today. What, 2.5 years later, we're still working because Rotary always does the job and then stays with it until we're finished. And that's what makes me proud to be a Rotarian. In Abaco, we've been working on at least 100 houses over time. We provided them water where they had no water on the islands. We provided a recreational vehicle for the United Nations Development Program to actually bring them expertise to help them with their building program. We rebuilt a community center. We provided food for those who had no food. I mean, there was a point there was no food store on the island. So we had to help with that. We also, right now, are working on a schools project, about $600,000 to get all the rest of the schools back in operation so the kids can get back into school. And that includes the parks and the recreational areas so the kids have something to do. So Rotary has been outstanding there as well as Grand Bahama. The difference is Grand Bahama has 5 Rotary clubs that have been just working straight through. And whereas Abaco has 1, but that one was devastated. There was only 2 Rotarians left on the island shortly after the evacuations. So it's been a challenge for them. But Grand Bahama and what the 5 Rotary clubs and the Rotaract clubs have done has been extraordinary. and like I said, I've mentioned some names, and I know I'll miss some because I can't see everybody, but with Liz and Sunshine and James, what they have done has absolutely just the leadership of getting everybody involved from day one, having water to drink when most of the wells were salted on the island. But the Rotary water was there. And I mean, what, 1 million gallons of water we provided to the community since Hurricane Dorian. And the Rotarians manning that. They were so busy, they said, hey, Rotaractors, why don't you run this for us? And the Rotaractors stood up and they ran it for them. But incredible what they have done. But they've done it in partnership with Florida, done it in partnership with District 6990, and of course, Rotary Club of Miami and many other Rotary clubs. And I'll mention a few, and I know I'll get in trouble because I didn't mention them all, but there are some who've been there. I don't know all the names of what everybody has done. Why is that? Because you've done so much to help our country from all parts of Florida. It's truly just warms your heart. And I believe the first containers started coming in within 2 weeks after the hurricane, full of 8 containers with every supply you could imagine, which were collected and packed in warehouses in Florida. They came on Carl Allen's ship. The containers included food, clothes, hygiene products, generators, and so much more. It's hard. And last I heard, and I know it's more than that, last I heard, over 250 tons of supplies were sent to Grand Bahama from Florida. I mean, how do you say thank you for that? And every club and district in Florida wants me to talk. I'll talk because I want to say thank you for the incredible assistance that you gave us. I still, 250 tons is hard to wrap my mind around, but that did so much to give the residents of Grand Bahama a feeling that people care, a feeling that there's folks out there who want to help them. And that makes such a difference in their ability, their effort to start to rebuild the community. About 700,000 was donated through the Robbins Fund. I mean, that's just incredible. What a generous contribution to help us. And we use that for home repairs from the east to the west. We used it for building supplies, which obviously, I mean, almost every building on the islands needed building supplies. And we used the Rotary water plant to such a degree that we needed to replace some of that water system. And we used some of the funds to do that so we could get it back in operation and therefore emergencies. And by the way, that emergency water plant originated from a global grant with partnerships out of Florida and California and the Bahamas. And so this is Rotary all the way through. Where whatever piece you talk about, it's because Rotary stood up and did what they needed to do. The Upper Keys Rotary Club donated $90,000 for home repairs in High Rock. The Rotary Club of Perrine, Cutler Ridge, Palmetto Bay, and you're right, that has a lot of names in it, but they donated a truck for the Rotary water plant because we're trying to get water out to the community. It was difficult for all the residents to come to a central location. So the Rotary Club gave us a truck so we could take water to the communities. That's a significant help to us to get to the people we needed to help. So many people were just stranded after this. And, you know, while I hate to single out a club, you just have to mention some that you're aware of. And I know some of the clubs in the Keys and Key Biscayne gave substantial amounts. The district, of course, also assisted in getting a disaster response grant for a mobile laundry facility. Imagine you've lost your home, you've lost a lot of your belongings, and it's hard to get your hope back. It's hard to get your feeling that I'm able to get my life back. But when a simple thing like washing your clothes, taking a shower, you start to feel good about yourself. And we used a global grant with help from your district to help us get this mobile laundry that we could take to the various communities so that they could do their laundry and get clean and feel good about themselves. And that's so important after any disaster. And you know, we've touched in Grand Bahama, and I say we, not me, but the Rotarians, and we're all we here. We have touched around 1,000 homes in one way or another. Now think about that. This is just a little island. Okay, this isn't a big city somewhere. This is a little island. 1,000 homes is a significant portion of Grand Bahama. And Rotarians in Grand Bahama have touched all of those homes. They've done it themselves. They've hired people to help them. They have made a difference in the lives of that 1,000 families just by helping them with their homes. They've done roof repairs. They've done sheetrock work. Some homes, they've only provided materials. Some homes, they did contracts for labor. Some with labor and materials. Some they just did roofs. So it was a variety of different things they did, but each one necessary. I know one of their first priorities is let's get the roofs fixed so at least people are dry, because the rain is coming again in a couple of weeks. We need to provide them an opportunity again to start feeling good about themselves, and they did. The boat project was one of my favorites, I have to say. All the boats you can imagine washed into the middle of the island, damaged the fiberglass, destroyed the engines. So what did Rotary do? They pulled them back out of the center of the island, put them back on the coastline, did the fiberglass work to help them get the boats back repaired. And then we put global grants together to help them get boat engines. And already so far we've provided 50 boat engines, and we just got funding for another 30 engines. That's 80 engines. Now, some might say, well, these are just boats and engines. What do they need? This is the economy. These are the fishermen. These are the folks who go out there and catch the fish so that we have protein on the island. We've got to get them back so we can get our economy back going. They feel good about themselves because they're helping, and we're providing the nutrition we need as well. To me, that's a great project with many parts to it, and yet we were able to accomplish that. So that was really good. And what you're working on right now, Project Grand Bahama Island Prescription, GBI-RX, has received $360,000 in donations for equipment for the Rand Memorial Hospital. And I know Sharon is smiling here because I know how badly she needs help for the Rand. And I know a lot of people are helping, but this is Rotary, Sharon, so don't you forget. Rotary is right with you to help you get back where you need to be. The equipment has obviously been ordered from a number of different suppliers, and the first of that is going to start arriving in 1 or 2 weeks. So we're really close to helping the Rand Memorial get what they need. And that includes 3 cribs, an all-in-one integrated system, 4 monitors, an anesthesia machine, a AccuVein 400 vein finder, and so much more. I mean, there's just so many parts of equipment. And let me tell you, I can assure you that when you work in the hospital business, everything you buy in the way of equipment is expensive. It's just across the board. I don't care what you buy. It's like, oh, you're in a hospital, I'm going to charge you extra. At least that's the way I feel. I have a feeling Sharon might feel the same way. And so it takes a lot of money to reestablish a hospital that's been destroyed and get all their equipment back together. And at this point, I just want to make a special reach out. I've mentioned some names, but there's one I want to thank especially for this particular project. That's Phil Sipe. Phil has done an incredible job of helping to raise the funds and to get this job done. And he's got an amazing dedication. So Phil, thank you for all that you've done for this and for Grand Bahama. Now, over and above what the GBI RX has done, we've also donated to the RAND. In 2019, a 20-foot container with 20 beds and other supplies were donated by SOS Supplies Overseas from Louisville. And that was right after Hurricane Dorian. It was going to be a global grant, but didn't quite work out. Sometimes you can't make them work fast enough. And, after a disaster, you need to move fast. So sometimes you can't wait, you just get it done. And again, that's what the Rotarians said, we just got to get it done. They found a way to get it done. There was also a 40-foot container, also from SOS Supplies Overseas, that was donated to the RAND, funded by District 6970. And Dr. Flynn from Tampa donated a 20-foot container with equipment for the operating room. And the value of the used equipment there was $35,000. And it goes on and on and on. Another container with 20,000 face shields. 20,000 face shields, that's more people than's in Grand Bahama, by the way, but that's what we need right now. And while we're talking about Dorian, I have to say what Rotary is doing for the vaccination program for COVID-19 to help people through that disaster, because let's face it, it has been another disaster for us. We've locked down 3-4 times. We still have curfews in place. Right now we're facing a surge on a number of the islands. But now that we've got some vaccines, what we do is when we have a surge on a couple islands, we send vaccines and teams of people. And guess what? Always with Rotarians at their side. We're very involved with all the teams that are doing the vaccination program. And by doing that and doing it quickly, when there's a surge, we are already able to drop the surge in Eleuthera and Abaco. And I know Grand Bahama, we just talked at the meeting yesterday, that they're doing a great job of getting the vaccines into the arms of the residents there. So last account I heard, some 4,000 people have been vaccinated in Grand Bahama. And my numbers could be a little off because it changes daily, but they're doing a great job. And again, it's Rotary doing this. And I really want to emphasize that. The government of this country has appreciated what Rotary has done for the country. Okay, they're not just running a couple of Rotary clubs and doing some service projects. They are standing up and making a difference and changing the lives of thousands of people. The Governor General of this country, I was privileged, he asked me to go with him to Freeport, to Grand Bahama, so that we could recognize Rotary, and he gave them the Medal of Honor, the highest honor that the Governor General of this country can provide to the Rotary clubs of Grand Bahama. Now that tells you the respect and the appreciation that the government has for Rotary and what we're doing. They also asked Rotary to work on the committee, the vaccine committee, and to coordinate all the volunteer efforts to ensure the process for getting the vaccines to all citizens of the country is done in an organized fashion. And while it's an interesting logistical challenge, it's happening and we're getting there. And I think we're up to 43,000 individuals have been vaccinated. We just started the second dose last week. So now we're beginning the completion of the doses with AstraZeneca. And there are Rotarians at all, in New Providence, which is the higher population, we have 5 sites open now for people to get vaccines. We have Rotarians at all 5 sites, managing as well as running. But the beauty is we've used this as an opportunity to bring together many NGOs as volunteers. So while we're helping to coordinate this, we're working with Kiwanis, we're working with Princess Ministries, we're working with the Canadian Women's Club, we're working with Zonta, and on and on and on. And I think that is a great opportunity for all of us to learn that you can't do it all yourselves, but there are lots of people who want to help to do it, especially when it's about standing up and helping the citizens of your country. So it just makes me proud to be a Rotarian, to see what Rotary clubs, Rotaract clubs, individual Rotarians have done. I've seen Rotarians come to a vaccine site every single day, 5 days a week, since we started 2 months ago. I don't know how they do that. I've tried to do it, and that's hard to keep up with. But they do it, and they're there, and they're happy, and they're having fun doing it. And I mean, we're getting the job done, and we will reach everybody. And the Bahamas is a little country where we don't have access to all the vaccines we could use. So we get a little at a time. So we have to be very careful with our logistics to be sure that we always save half to get the second dose. So if we get 20,000, we can get 10,000 people done. And we just have to keep doing that. We're getting another batch next week, I believe, which will allow us to speed up again. The point is that Rotary in Grand Bahama, Rotary in New Providence and the islands are doing an amazing job. They're respected by the community. And Rotary in Florida has been an exceptional part of us being able to recover from Dorian and then to recover from COVID-19. You have been there for this country. That will never be forgotten. And we will always take the opportunity to say thank you for what you're doing. Make sure you're up to date with the amount of work that's been done. I know Liz and Sunshine and James have done incredible work. James sends me a video every couple of days. James, I just can't look at every single one of those, but point is, he's got so much to tell us about and what they're doing in Grand Bahama, and that's good. We need that. We need to tell the world what we're doing. It's really an important thing that Rotary doesn't always do well, but you guys are doing it. So I could babble on for a long time about this because like I said, I'm proud to be a Rotarian. I am so appreciative of Rotary in Florida, the Rotary Club of Miami, and so many other Rotary clubs and districts. What you've done is touch so many lives in this country. People you'll never know, people you'll never see, but they all appreciate that you've been a part of our ability to get our feeling of relief, our feeling of getting past the trauma into a normal life again soon. So on behalf of all of Rotary in the Bahamas, on behalf of the country, thank you to all of you for all of your help. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. A lot of silent clapping going on because everybody's muted. Thank you so much for coming here. I really appreciate that.
One more, 32
And
minutes ago.
who's on? Come on, mute yourself, whoever that is. Okay. And one of the things, I think it was Ariel. Okay. One of the things I wanted to try and do right now, can everybody see me as a full screen? I don't know if you can or cannot. But one of the reasons for, I really appreciate Barry Rassion coming on. And just in general, what we've had going on here is that we wanted to recognize Phil. I want to give you a little bit of background on this process from my perspective. Phil came to one of our board meetings and he said, they're our neighbors, let's help them. And he wanted to have a matching thing, we could have people go out there. And I think the board agreed first on $50,000 and we kind of laughed, yeah, that's never going to happen. Well, one thing grew and went from 50 to 75 to 100 to 125. I mean, out of our foundation, and many of the club members of the club also donated, but that's a different story altogether. And one of the things that Phil told me, he said, you know, what he learned, if you don't ask, you don't get. And he asked all over the place. And so something that at the most we thought we'd raise $100,000 with our club giving 50 and the donations another 50. No, it wasn't 100. It's 360 as we have right now, plus in-kind donations that we've also received. So it's going to be a massive project. And Phil also, he's been a member of our club for over 40 years. He's past president. He's currently treasurer of the club and secretary. His treasurer is responsible not just for the club's accounting, but our foundation's accounting. You know, that money came out of our foundation money. We have the TBM Trust. We talked earlier that we're giving out $300,000 in scholarships. That's our TBM Trust, and Phil's managing that. And interviewing hundreds of students, untold amount of students, but this year, Phil and Diane Landsberg spent, I don't know how many days, interviewing people on Zoom so they can rank them and give them their scholarship. And now we have this fundraiser. So Phil, I'm going to present you with this plaque, okay? And I'm going to just show the screen right now. Let me share the screen. And what the plaque says is presented to Phil Sipe, Rotarian of the Year 2020-2021, in recognition of your tireless commitment to the club as past president, treasurer, its foundation, TBM Trust, while interviewing countless medical students and leading the GBI fundraiser with gratitude, Rotary Club of Miami. And I think everybody here appreciates it. And if we were live right now, we'd have a standing ovation. So let's give him a big round of applause to Phil. Fantastic job, Phil. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Robert.
And not just me, there's other people here who want to thank you. And we're going to start off with Linda McKay. She's the Honorable General Counsel for the Commonwealth of Bahamas. Linda, you got the floor. Unmute yourself and go for it.
Good afternoon. It's great to be here. I'm a bit under the weather. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you fine.
Okay, I'm a bit under the weather. I've been battling the flu all week, but firstly, I want to thank you for inviting me to represent our government on such a momentous occasion. It is indeed an honor to celebrate the great work of your organization and the people who exemplify mercy, charity, and of course, great sacrifice. Personally, I've learned how vulnerable we are as a people and how suddenly our realities can change. Dorian was a game changer in our lives, and it was because of great neighbors like you and organizations like you that filled the gap and made a difference. So we are forever grateful for what the Rotarians have done and continue to do throughout the Bahamas, but more specifically in Grand Bahama. I'm delighted to make a presentation, and there's an error on my certificate, so we're gonna have to redo ours. I was out sick and I just realized that it was delivered to my home and it has his name spelled incorrectly, but I will just do that's an oversight that we'll correct, but I'll read what the certificate says for Phil. Because Phil, the Bahamas, and more specifically Grand Bahama, wishes to congratulate you as the Rotarian of the Year as well. So we have also prepared our certificate that says, as Consul General, we wish to extend our highest appreciation on behalf of the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for the extensive hours of volunteer service and contributions towards the much needed equipment for the Rand Memorial Hospital, provided help to Bahamian nationals affected by Hurricane Dorian. So this is the certificate that we're gonna present to you in person at some point. And we're delighted to be a part of this, and we're so grateful and thankful to know that your group went beyond good intentions but also to the point where you became, where actions kicked in almost immediately after the storm, and lives were impacted, and many were, homes were repaired, people were fed, and so many continue to speak of all that the Rotarians have done and continue to do. So on behalf of the Commonwealth of Bahamas and our Right Honorable Prime Minister, we want to say thank you, Phil, for leading in the funding for the Rand Memorial, but thank you to the Rotarians who've all joined and joined hands and joined forces to make this a reality. So on behalf of the Bahamas, we say thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Phil, that's not it.
Oh, no.
Okay. Lizbeth Knowles, she is the chairperson on the GBI side of this project, and she'd also like to say something. Lizbeth, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, thank you. Phil, I want to give my heartfelt congratulations on the Rotarian of the Year award. It is so well deserved. You have dedicated so much time, energy, and resources in this project. And I know that from the many hours of Zoom calls you and I have had, it has been an emotional roller coaster for both of us. One day we would be frustrated that we felt we didn't get enough support. And the next day we would be rejoicing at the amount of support we were getting when you were picking up checks from the post office. And I'll never forget when you called me with tears in your eyes, telling about the check you have received, $7,500 from the Women's Club in Nebraska. You were so touched, we couldn't believe how they would support our project without even knowing about us. I'm sure none of us ever thought that this project could raise $360,000. The residents of Grand Bahama are so grateful to you, and this project will save lives. And I can't wait to see more equipment in the newly renovated, and I want to say state-of-the-art Rand Memorial Hospital. It's so exciting. And we can't wait to welcome you in Grand Bahama, and I look forward to meeting you in person. I feel I have known you forever, but I haven't really met you in person. And I can't wait to give you a tour of our beautiful island. So thank you so much, Phil.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lizbeth Knowles. And there's more still, Phil. Take it easy. Sharon Williams from the Rand Memorial Hospital. Sharon?
Good afternoon, all.
Hi, Sharon.
Phil, with gratitude, on behalf of our Ministry of Health and our Managing Director of the Public Hospitals Authority, Ms. Catherine Weish, and in particular, our local Executive Management Committee of the Grand Bahama Health Services, our staff, and our patient, we are extremely honored to be a part of the recognition with your fellow Rotarian to honor you as this year's Rotarian of the Year. Certainly, this is an honor that we in our community of Grand Bahama, and especially our healthcare services, feel is well deserved. We have much benefited from your exemplary work in providing support in the acquisition of critical equipment for our facility. The devastation of the Hurricane Dorian and certainly the COVID pandemic has challenged our resources, but Mr. Sipe, your work along with other Rotarians have ensured that we are effectively resourced to continue the critical level of care needed for our community. Phil, for your individual effort, we say thank you, and may God continue to bless the work of your hands and your heart. We have begun to move back into our new hospital. We have received some of the donations from the Rotarians, water, face shields, as Mr. Rassion has indicated, critical central monitoring equipment, stretchers, beds, and we definitely look forward to the $300,000 plus and other major critical equipment that is on the way. We certainly could not have done what we have could not have achieved what we have for our community without your support. And we are extremely happy to be a part of the Rotarians restoration effort for Grand Bahama. We are now, as Mr. Rassion indicated, we are at 6,000 plus vaccinated and counting. And we must say a special thank you also to the wider Rotarian team for their support in ensuring that our COVID vaccination center is adequately resourced with staff to be able to meet the needs of our community. Phil, we look forward to seeing you at the official presentation where, as Liz said, we will introduce you to our community and certainly a well-deserved tour of the hospital, which you have helped to support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. And Phil, there's more. Billy Jane Ferguson, she's the area governor for the Grand Bahama.
So Phil, I just want to say how grateful I am. We are all grateful for your contributions, not only to just having the best meeting. Listen, if you've ever attended one of Phil's meetings, you would know that it's short, to the point, and it always ends with go out there and find the money. And so Phil, the 5 clubs, the 7 clubs, as a matter of fact, the 5 Rotary clubs and the 2 Rotaract clubs here on the island are so grateful for your contribution in bringing this project to us, but not just bringing the project to us, but also encouraging us on our weekly Zoom meetings on how to go out there and get the project done. We are forever grateful. And as you've heard from Sharon and you've heard from Liz, this community is better because you, Phil, came in and you made a difference. On behalf of all of us here in Grand Bahama Island, we are so grateful to you for your support, for your contribution, but more importantly, for your time and your dedication in making this happen. And this is a kiss from all of us to you. Thank you so much. And congratulations on becoming Rotarian of the Year. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, we have somebody else, but they're not going to be here till 1:20. So Phil, thank you very much. And Phil, you got the floor.
I just want to say thank you. I really want to say thank you to Christine Vanderlyn. She really, I wish we had found her sooner and had her put her to work talking to clubs, because every time she spoke, people opened their wallets generously. She came to our club and spoke, and even though we were sponsoring this project, it was one of the biggest Happy Dollars events we've ever had, and ever will have. It's just incredible, you know. And I wish she could tell that story to everybody, because she does it so well, and she gets results. So I was really proud to work with her, and James Charles, my favorite realtor, who's trying to sell my property for me. Dave Mackey, the media genius who did the videos. Just, you know, it was a great team effort. It made going to the post office almost every day fun. And, you know, it took a while to, we hit some snags and we hit some bumps, but we're going to do an analysis of the contributions, and we'll publish that in our final report as to where the money came from, so we can see it graphically. And it's just, I think the next project's going to be the Cancer Infusion Center for the Bahamas, for Grand Bahama. But we're gonna try again to do a global grant this time. You know, we did it without it, and thank God we did it without it. There's no cadre of Rotary people coming over to audit the purchase orders, you know, spending money, valuable money. I mean, we're doing it straight up. So anyway, but thank you, all of you.
Well, thank you, Phil, and everybody. Let's give Phil a big round of applause. Okay, great. And the meeting's not over yet. We got somebody who's going to come in, but in the meantime, it could be Happy Dollars. Let me see, where did that show up there? I don't know if it showed up or not. There it is. Okay, so if anybody's happy, anybody wants to say anything, raise your hand. I'll do my best to see. There. Robin Shelley, go for it, man. Robin, unmute.
Yes, yes. Susie and I are just so proud of Phil and what he has done. It's just fabulous. And we're honored to have known Phil over the years, and what he has done is just so incredible. And I know he's not finished yet. And I like his new proposal for Grand Bahama for the cancer infusion. So I'll be happy to work with Phil on that as well. But and also very happy to see Barry here today, Barry Rassion. And thank you for that nice message. And you know, we love the Bahamas, and you know, we've always had just such a fabulous time going to Grand Bahama, and especially as a past governor. When you go as a governor, you're like royalty when you go. But even now, we love the people and love the clubs, love what they do. So we're just so happy. We're going to give 25 from Susan and 25 from me. So Phil, we're going to owe you some more happy dollars here soon, but we know where to mail it.
Okay, guys.
$50 happy dollars from us.
There we go. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Who else is on cue? Who wants to say anything? Raise your hand so I can see. Noreen, how you doing, Noreen? Unmute.
I want to give 25 happy dollars first to Rotary International past president Barry Rassion for being with us today and sharing his inspirational message as always. And again, Phil, we love you. I mean, you're like the quiet beacon that's light, that's shining, that's always doing the work, hard work, and doing it so well, and doing it without complaining, you know. So thank you, Phil. And I know that you're staying on. I know that you're going to continue the good work you promised, and now you have to keep that promise. And I hope we all get to the Grand Bahamas soon, maybe take that cruise for community service we were talking about. So maybe that's next year. So hopefully. So thank you. So 25 happy dollars, Phil. You can take it out of my account.
Okay, everybody, just in case you don't know, there it is. June 25th, the 105th presidential installation, Noreen Timoney. She's our president-elect at this time, and she will be our president as of that date. So you guys who are around here, let us know, and we'll be there, okay? I had to do that because you were there. Dave Williams, are you shaking your hand there? What are you doing, David?
Done muting.
He's still muting. Okay, when you're unmuted, I'll find you. Okay, anybody else want to say anything there?
I do.
Who's I do?
Patty.
That will be Patty.
Patty, I'm sorry, you're on another screen. There you are. Hey, Patty, go for it.
I'm here.
Hi,
Hey
Patty.
guys, yes, I would like to do $25 happy dollars. Phil, maybe I'm on credit. Let me know. I don't know. Listen, Barry Rassion, what an honor to have you in our club today. What an honor to have you as my inspiration. We served the same year. It was amazing to have you there and know that you were there to guide me in what I needed. It's awesome to have you, and always, as always, you always say something that opens up everybody's heart and gives everybody an idea on what we can do on next. Phil, you are an inspiration in our club, and thank you so much for everything we do. Thank you is not enough. I'm always here to help you as well, and I'm so proud to be a Rotarian, and I'm so proud to be a Rotarian in the Rotary Club of Miami. Thank you, guys. Love you all.
Thank you. Steve Dutton, you got a hand up there.
Yes, I do. Whoop, there we go. Thank you very much, Robert. And in honor of Phil, I want to donate 25 happy dollars. And thank you very much for the inspirational meeting today. I think 65 is what I saw in terms of attendance or whatever all around the world. It was very impressive. And greetings to the folks in Grand Bahamas. I've been there many times. I'm looking forward to going back. And I so appreciate the work of this club to help you in recovering from Hurricane Dorian. $25, please. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Okay, Dave Williams, you got yourself unmuted. Go for it, man.
I think I'm unmuted.
Yes, you are.
All my friends in the Miami club, my former club, And Phil, my great friend Phil, congratulations. It's wonderful. $25 to the Miami Rotary Club. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Oh, and there's John Fulton. Hey, John, how you doing? Go for it, John. John's our area
Good.
governor, for you guys
I'm
don't know.
happy,
Go for it.
happy that Robert invited me today. It's always a pleasure to hear Barry speak, and I will follow through and also put in 25 in honor of Phil. Well-deserved, Phil. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You have funds on account, by the way, so you don't need to send anything.
That's
and Joe
cool.
Schumacher's got his hand up.
I see Joe. How you doing, Joe? Go for it, Joe.
Doing great. Well, first of all, Phil, congratulations. And to the entire Miami Club, I'd like to contribute $100, happy dollars. Your club is just a prime example of what I talk about with Rotary Alive. Clubs that are forward-looking, that live their mission. And you have a wonderful history, but you're not living in your history. You're moving towards the future. So congratulations. Great session today. And again, congratulations, Phil.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Phil. Who else is up there? I think I saw Diane. I was splitting around. Yeah, there's Diane. Hi, Diane.
Well, for my partner in crime, Phil, I mean, I talk to Phil like 3 times a day at least. And, you know, he's just such a remarkable man. And with all these awards he's getting, I've always threatened, because if you see his office, oh my goodness. I mean, it is just, I mean, I've told him he needs to really clean it up if he's on Zoom so people see the back of it. But I'm going to come over with a hammer and a nail and a ladder, and I'm going to hang all your awards so we can get your office more professionally looking, but to see that we can put these up. But I'm just so proud of you, Phil, and to know you and to work with you for so many years. And again, to thank past District Governor Barry Rassin for joining us today, and again, inspiring us all to do the best we can be. But thank you. And Robert, you're incredible. I mean, this is your leadership. Thank you for everything that you've done.
Yeah. How much, Diane?
25.
Okay.
I'm going to donate 25 as well. I want to thank all the cohorts in getting this thing together. That would be Barry and Lisbeth and Christine and David Mackey. We kept this a secret. I don't think anybody knew about this, right? I mean, Phil, you had no idea. No. And I thought it was so funny because I was speaking to you yesterday, day before yesterday, I can't remember, and you said, oh, I can hardly wait to get Barry Rassin on the screen in the meeting so I can ask him to help us with this. And he had no idea. I thought that was really cool. But that aside from being cool, I mean, frankly, it's very, very well deserved. When you came in with that idea, I thought to myself, come on, this is a waste of time. It's never going to happen. But you know what? You're right. If you don't ask, you don't get. And you asked and you got a lot. And everybody else asked. And I know the team in the Grand Bahama, they worked very, very hard too. Linda did, and Christine, and Dave Mackey, and everybody else. So it was a joint effort. But from our club perspective, you're our Rotarian of the Year. We haven't had a Rotarian of the Year. We haven't named one in a few years. And my God, I'm glad we didn't, because it's going to be hard to beat what you just did right now. So that's absolutely amazing. So congratulations for that. Okay, go ahead, 25, yes. Our accountant's adding up.
I'd like to also make my contribution.
Hi, Linda.
$50 happy dollars. I have been most inspired, and it's just exciting to be a part of this today. So congratulations, Phil, and thank you for having me.
Linda, thank you so much for coming here. You know, we've been trading a couple emails, and yes, thank you. And thank you for keeping the secret as well, you know, because I don't know, word spreads, and you know, it's, you know, surprises are not surprises if everybody knows about them, right? So that's that. Okay, folks, so I think, oh, Norby Rudell, please, Norby, former president, just before me. And I think Carlos Bonadilla is also.
Well, I got to take this opportunity to thank Phil. This curmudgeon status is no longer. He has superseded that, and he has done beyond my expectations. Phil, I don't have any happy dollars for you, but I do have a bottle of single malt scotch. And I look forward to presenting it to you personally, man. Fantastic job, buddy. Made us all look great.
That's fantastic. And now, Phil, one more person here, our mayor, who is also a Rotarian of the, I'm going to get it wrong, Palmetto Bay Cutler Ridge Perrine Club. Her name is Daniela Levine Cava, recently the first lady to break the glass ceiling and become the mayor of the Miami-Dade County. So Mayor, it's all yours. Just unmute yourself and go for it. And thank you so much for coming here today. I really appreciate that you could find the time in your agenda. Thank you.
What a pleasure to be with you. Thank you so very, very much, Robert, for this great opportunity to join my fellow Rotarians for an incredibly important recognition. And I want to thank also our keynote speaker, who is so inspiring and has done so much. And for all the Rotarians, I've been a Rotarian not for very long, and it has been really such an honor and privilege to meet Rotarians from all around the world and know that we're part of a fellowship, a sisterhood to make a difference for people. So it's my great pleasure to honor a very special person that I'm looking forward to getting to know better personally. So Phil is being honored as the Rotarian of the Year, we know, because of his dedication to the club, first and foremost, but also he has delivered. Single-handedly, he raised the $350,000 this year to help purchase the needed medical equipment for the Rand Hospital on Grand Bahamas Island. And we know that this tragedy in our sister country, the Bahamas, was devastating for the residents, for the economy, and for all of us here who stand in solidarity with our Bahamian brothers and sisters. So this had a special name. The fundraising campaign was GBIRX. It was 2019 when Hurricane Dorian came barreling along and then sat still over the island for just excruciating amount of time. And the destruction was unimaginable. We all know about that. We saw the pictures, but not everybody showed up on the scene. And Phil was the hero who led the way. And now finally, the Grand Bahama Island is slowly recovering. Their hospital has been greatly refurbished thanks to Phil's efforts. So this is truly, truly outstanding. And it just demonstrates that we are truly interconnected to each other, not just through the Rotary, but through our common humanity. So I was very, very moved to learn about Phil's work. And this has been a lifeline for numerous Bahamians who clearly are in desperate need of medical care now more than ever. And so I just want to end by saying, as mayor, which I've been now for 6 months, the very best part of my job is meeting heroes and sheroes throughout our community. So very uplifting and reminds all of us and spurs us all on to do more and more for our fellow human beings. So thank you to the Rotary Club. Thank you to all of our, everyone who's contributed, but mostly thank you to Phil. You make us incredibly proud.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Robert.
Yes, Phil.
I would like to move that we contribute the happy dollars to the project.
Of course.
And whatever it is, I'm going to match it today out of gratitude for all the nice things you've said today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have somebody, Purham from Nepal, who wants to say something. Think of that all the way from the highlands of Nepal. So just unmute yourself and let's see what he's going to say. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Go for it. You got it. Mm-hmm.
Respected Rotarians, special guest, past Rotary International President, Barry Rassion, and I want to extend my heartily namaste from Nepal, and past President of Rotary Club of Butol. I think I have a good memories with our past President, Rotary Barry Rassion, when he came to our district in Kathmandu. In that time, when the theme was be the inspiration, which was very good for our district to do some global grants, to do some needy people's service in our district. And we were very inspired from your speech in our country when you came in Kathmandu. I think in this pandemic time, the Rotarians of our district from Nepal, we are doing our best, many global grants and many district grants in the humanitarian service, that we are always inspired from your speech at that time. And I really think it was very good time when you came in Nepal. And we are doing many service projects in Nepal.
Thank you very much.
This is, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Namaste. Thank you very much. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you.
All the way from the other side of the
Good.
world. That's amazing. We got people from Nepal, from Pakistan, from India, from England. Tina Moore. Hi, Tina.
Tina Moore.
Tina
Yeah.
Moore. Hello,
Thank you,
Tina.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being there. It's very nice. Okay, does anybody else have their hand up or have anything to say? If not, we are going to ask Christine van der Linde. And Christine, did something show up on the screen there?
Yes.
Yeah, there we are. Okay, Christine, please lead
Hi.
us in the four-way test.
Thank you. First, I would just like to quickly say congratulations, Phil, and it's been my pleasure working with you and the team. And I look forward to many more ahead. Now, I will do the four-way test, which is one of the most important aspects of Rotary. Is it the truth?
The truth?
Is it
Fair to
all
Good.
Feel
Good.
good and better friendships? Will it be
beneficial to all concerned?
And will it be
fun?
Fun.
Fun. There we go. Okay, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to ring the Rotary bell. Thank you very much. I hope that got your eardrums going.
Great meeting.
But I really
Great
appreciate
meeting.
everybody being here. It's been a lot of fun, and thank you so much. I mean, we've never had so many people at a meeting. Who is that on the screen there? I don't know.
How lucky are we to have our mayor and a past international Rotary president? Are you kidding me? And
Unbelievable job.
Tina Moore, after a year, good to see her. Wonderful.
Tina, you're looking great, Tina, by the way. We can hardly wait for you to come back to Miami. So here we have our friends from Pakistan on the screen, from Nepal, from India. Our German friends didn't get on. I wonder what happened. But anyway, we'll send them a video.
I saw Alan Cohn.
Alan Cohn? Okay, great. Well, there's so many people there. And Linda
Hi,
McKay,
Alan.
I'll send you an email with an answer to your question. Thank you, Linda. Thank you very much, Linda McKay. She was, it's been a great meeting. And if I skipped anybody, oh, there's Anton from Slovenia. Slovenia. I sent you the pictures of my what do you call it, the nest for the lonely bees or solitary bees, right?
Exactly. Thank you very much.
So I sent it for that's the International Bee Rotarian Fellowship. Bee is B-E-E, bees.
And today is the World Bee Day.
Exactly, you got it. So bees are very important, pollinators, and next year for us would be starting in a few weeks. We'll be working on pollinated projects here in Florida. So that's great. We want to get a bunch of bees out there and make sure we got them. I have an avocado tree right out the window here. I hardly got any avocados this year. And I said, you know what? Somebody must have moved a beehive or something, because we used to always get a lot of avocados. So anyway, but that's the way it goes. So thank you so much for everybody being here. It's been a lot of fun. Jackie Russell, that's who it is. Jackie, I'm sorry I didn't say hello to you. I didn't see you before. Hi, Jackie.
Thank you. And I am the president of the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama.
Oh my
Hello to everybody.
I'm so sorry. Well, okay, so
That's
sorry.
okay.
Sorry I didn't say hello. I didn't see you before.
I chimed in a bit. I came in a bit late.
Okay. Well, there were 60 some odd little windows up, so it's kind of hard to see everybody who come in. I did the best I could, but it gets a little bit difficult sometimes.
Yes.
Yep. And Now, Gyoti, you have two screens on. I guess you really want to be sure we see you. I see you twice.
Oh.
But that's good. That's great. That's great. We're going to be trying our best to help your club and your club and the club of Madras with this whole COVID pandemic there. So we're going to be working on that, and hopefully we can get something done. Okay,
Yes.
That's our goal. All right.
Appreciate everything you do.
Oh, you're kidding me? It's our pleasure. And you know, I tell you, Phil, great job. Congratulations, Phil.
Thank you. What a surprise.
Congratulations again, Phil.
That's what it was supposed to
Congrats,
be.
Phil.
I didn't dare tell
Have a great day, everybody.
Diane.
No, it's a good thing you didn't tell Diane.
I didn't squeeze. I didn't let. She knew something was coming, but she didn't know what. Is that right, Diane?
That's right.
But you had no idea this was coming, right? You knew something was popping up.
Our next step is to design and produce a bronze plaque to put on the hospital to commemorate this. And I hope I don't get caught for smuggling when I bring it into the country. Hopefully customs will be looking the other way. So.
And especially when you leave too, probably, right?
We'll see. We'll see.
But no, it was that was a beautiful meeting. Thank you.
No, thank you for everything you've done. You're kidding me?
And Alan Cohn, the district foundation chair, he was the one who inspired me. He said, you know, I always wanted to do something like this, a global grant in our own district. Well, the global grant part didn't work out, but I think we far surpassed what the initial global grant would have been anyway. So,
well, there's no time for the global grant, right? I mean,
no.
right. This project is, I mean, it's times of the essence. I mean, right? They need to get that hospital up and going, and we just couldn't go. You know, I'm glad you took that initiative. You know, really
Rotary's a wonderful thing, but boy, they move slow sometimes, as Barry knows, right?
Well, over 1 million members, so you know, you can imagine a lot of people trying to get things going.
So, well, that was great.
Okay,
I've got to go do attendance, so thank you very much.
Can you count who is here?
It's a bunch of people.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Diane and I will get them all. So
okay, guys. Okay, well, listen, I'm gonna close the meeting down. Thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I really had a great time. So thank you. Oh, I can't close it down yet because I got to look at all the chats. I couldn't get everything.
Thank you for wonderful meeting.
Oh, thank you, Nagioti. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you had a good time. Thank you so much.
Not good. Great time.
Great time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, Hyderabad. Oh my God. We had Rotarians from all over the place. India, Nepal and Bhutan. Wow.
I have forwarded everywhere, the meeting details. I tried to, circulate everywhere.
Well, thank you very much. It's very nice of you. Thank you. Okay, folks. Well, I'm going to disconnect the meeting. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And don't forget, next week, what do we have next week? Next week, is that the gentleman from, oh God, I forgot the name. Noreen, can you help me with that? I'm having a senior moment.
The neuroscience clinic.
Yeah, neuroscience clinic. Anyway, it's going to be a very interesting presentation he has. Yeah, he's going to be talking about a serious issue that we have right now in this country and in many countries. So, okay, folks, that's it. We're gone. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week, God willing. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.